Hey guys, this is Nick with Phone Arena, and today we're reviewing the Meizu MX. This here is the quad-core version of the smartphone. It has a Exynos 4412 processor. It comes with 32 gigabytes of storage, a 1700 mAh battery. On the back we have an 8 megapixel camera with a LED flash. The display measures 4 inches in diagonal and has a high resolution, and Android 4.0 is installed out of the box. What we have on our hands is a smartphone made entirely out of glossy plastic. It looks okay, but it definitely doesn't feel like a premium device. Besides, the two-button volume rocker located on its left side should have been designed better. It isn't exposed enough and does not provide enough tactile feedback. On the bright side, the dynamic capacitive buttons located underneath the display are a nice little design touch. They change their orientation depending on how you are holding the device. We are quite satisfied with the 4-inch display on the Meizu MX. It has a resolution of 640 by 960 pixels, which means that spotting an individual pixel is actually pretty hard. The only thing that we didn't quite like was that whites look a bit yellowish, but other than that, there's nothing that we can complain about. The screen has a neutral color reproduction and can be used outdoors without too much of an effort. The Meizu MX comes with Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich and a heavily customized interface. However, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Think of it as a design feature that makes the smartphone stand out. The interface is called Flyme OS and appears to have been inspired by the iPhone. It has no app tray. Instead, you get the application shortcuts on your home screen, and removing the shortcut actually uninstalls the application. You also get the multitasking tray when you hold down the menu key with all your recent applications and playback controls for the media player. On the lock screen we see a shortcut that opens up the contacts list, and on the right we have a shortcut that opens up the texting application. Speaking of which, the on-screen virtual keyboard on the Meizu MX gets the job done, but it's not among the most comfortable ones we've ever used. As we mentioned earlier, the Meizu MX comes with a quad-core Exynos 4412 processor, which is exactly the same chip that we have inside the Samsung Galaxy S3. Therefore, it should come as no surprise that the performance with the smartphone is excellent. The smartphone is really responsive no matter the circumstances. Interestingly, there is a way of adjusting the maximum clock speed of the processor depending on whether you prioritize battery life or performance. The stock web browser is fast, responsive, and loads pages pretty quickly. However, it refuses to play back embedded Adobe Flash videos, even though the Flash plugin should be supported. Embedded HTML5 videos play back in full screen mode. The Meizu MX can take some pretty good photos with its 8 megapixel camera. There's a lot of details in macro shots, the shutter lag is almost non-present, and the color balance is accurate as long as the sun is not shining straight in your lens. The 1080p video that it captures is also of decent quality. We are also happy with the Meizu MX's stock music player. It has a nice interface, it supports a wide variety of file formats, and it would allow to browse your music folder by folder, so you don't have to keep it all that organized. The stock video player is also pretty good. It supports all major video file formats up to 1080p resolution. In-call audio quality is great with the Meizu MX. Voices sound nice and clear on both sides of the line, and the secondary microphone does a great job at eliminating most background noise that the other party would hear. Besides, the built-in loudspeaker is pretty loud and does not distort the sound even when its volume level is turned up to the maximum. The Meizu MX has a 1700 mAh battery, which is non-removable. The manufacturer does not provide exact figures as to how much the battery lasts on a single charge, but during our testing it managed to last through a day of moderate usage. In conclusion, we can say that the Meizu MX is a pretty good Android smartphone. It comes with a well-made custom interface, it has a future-proof processor, and the 4-inch display that it has is pretty decent too. Just keep in mind that it's made out of plastic, so if premium build quality is of importance, you might want to consider some of the alternatives. Speaking of which, you might want to check out the Sony Xperia S, which comes with a bigger display with high resolution and a better camera. Another smartphone that you might want to consider is the HTC One X, which is slimmer and is made out of premium materials. Thank you for watching our video review of the Meizu MX. If you want to check out any of our other smartphone reviews, just visit our website phonearena.com.